Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today we're going to be adding foundations to these buildings here, so let's get started. Okay, so I've kind of neglected this area for a while. I've been working on the farm a lot. I've been working over here at the museum and pretty much all the other parts of the city, except for this. And so today I want to finally add the foundations in to the police station, the boutique hotel, this building here, and the fountain that's out front of the boutique hotel. And if I have time today, I would love to remodel this and hopefully see where that goes. And I've gotten a couple of questions and comments about my foundations and how they work and what they are exactly. So you can either, what most people do is they use MILS plates, which stands for Modular Integrated Landscaping System. And those work great, but they're very expensive if you don't already have the pieces. And so instead of spending money on that, which you'll never end up seeing, I decided to use all these plates that I already have to create a foundation. And essentially what you're looking at right now is the start of one. This is 2 plates thick, so as you guys can see, I interlock the plate and it just goes around. And so my plan is to have this be in have the boutique hotel over here and the fountain over here. And so this is 32 studs here, and then it has a cross beam in the middle just for a little bit of extra support. And these here overlap, so both base plates have an edge to lean on. And the fountain is pretty light, so I'm not really worried about it. I'm not going to put a bar here. It's not really necessary. But in order to get this to the correct height of the roads, which is the base plate, the 1 layer of plate, and then the 2 plate tall road sitting on top of it, and then you have your sidewalk sitting on top of that. You need to add a little bit more to this, and instead of adding a whole bunch of extra plate, which is just unnecessary, what I do is on the bottom, I add a bunch of 1x1 plates all around here to help raise it up 1 plate, and then once that's done, I add a bunch of tiles on top, and then it's at the correct height. And like I said, 1x1 pieces that you put underneath the foundations don't really matter. I just go into an unsorted bin, find a bunch of random ones. I also have a bunch of 1x1 red plates from the Pick-a-Brick wall, so I've been using those. You could use the studs from Studs Shooters, from Battle Packs, or literally anything. And so basically, there's no really rhyme or reason to it. You just kind of put them every once in a while, kind of space them out, and then that's pretty much it. So let me go ahead and finish the rest of this, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I just finished this up, and it looks fine. You know, you just kind of space them out every once in a while. I'm even using broken plates just because otherwise I would have no use for them. But this is pretty much the entirety of it. And so as you guys can see, this plate is technically on the top because this is upside down. So it has 2 studs on it, or 2 studs tall little pillars. And then the stuff that's underneath it, like this red wedge plate, only needs 1 stud of height because it's underneath the bigger plate up top here. And so once you flip this over, everything will be an even 3 plates tall. So now that that's done, it's time to tile the top. Again, the pieces don't really matter. I have a bunch of sand blue tiles from the Pick-a-Brick wall, so I'm going to be using those as well as some other random tiles that I just have in my inventory. And so I'll show you guys what this looks like once it's done. Okay, so here's the completed foundation. It is pretty ugly, like I said, but it gets the job done. I added all the tiles in, and my quote-unquote strategy, I guess, for placing these tiles down is to, especially on sides like this where the sidewalk is going to be, I try to put as many tiles as I can just to help not only reinforce it when you press down to put the figures on the sidewalk, like right here, but it just helps interlock everything together so nothing is sliding around and bumping into the base plates next to them. And so as you come along here, you'll see more of that as well. And yeah, this is the seam here, so I added extra tiles in to just make sure that this base plate and this base plate weren't going to warp down into here. And then this is the back wall of the boutique hotel, and this is the side wall here. So you can see how I kind of used less tiles in the back, and so I only used what was kind of necessary, and even then stuff like this where going every other was kind of overkill. I tried to have a 1 stud gap or a 2 stud gap in between the tiles. I try to not go anything bigger than 3 studs, just because then if you have a 4 or 5, 6 stud gap, it kind of starts warping, especially if you have a sidewalk here and you're constantly pressing figures down onto it. But that's pretty much how a foundation works, and I'll show you guys this real quick. Here is the side profile of it, so you can see it is 3 plates tall plus the tile on top. Alright, so now I'm removing the police station, the building next to the boutique hotel, as well as the boutique hotel itself, and the fountain out front. And then I'm adding in the foundation that I just showed you guys how to make. And I'm placing the boutique hotel as well as the fountain on top of that. Okay, so as you guys can see, I put the fountain in as well as the boutique hotel, and it's on the foundation now, and it's pretty stable, which is good. And if you come over here, you can see the edge of it like so. Unfortunately, I still don't have the road plates to put in here, so I can't put this sidewalk in. So the studs over here are gonna have to remain open for the time being. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It's finally not sitting on the wood of the table, which is great. So I'm going to make another foundation for right here. That's 32 studs by 48 studs, which is the same size as that one that I just made. And I'm gonna make it for the other 2 buildings that were here, the building next to the boutique hotel and the police station. All right, so I created the foundation, as you guys can see underneath here, and I added in the 2 buildings back on top. So now they are at the standardized height that I have for everything else in my city. Unfortunately, that's all I have time for today. I don't have the time to remodel this, even though I would like to do that, but I'll save that for another day. I'm gonna definitely get rid of this white picket fence here. I'm going to remodel it or take it out entirely. I'm not sure, but regardless, you guys should stay tuned and click subscribe so you guys can see that video when it gets uploaded. But I think this looks a lot better than how it did before, and it's now finally raised up, and once I get the roads in, it's going to look pretty good. On that note, that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what I did, make sure to like the video and subscribe, as well as click the bell notification so you don't miss any future uploads. If you guys have any feedback for me, make sure to leave it in a comment down below. And once again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.